Hey guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to my August TBR. I'm not gonna lie, July for me was probably one of the worst reading months I have had so far this year, so I really want August to be a month full of incredible books, not just in terms of quantity but in quality. So I picked out 6 books that I absolutely cannot wait to read. Some of them are new to my TBR, some I have had on my TBR for quite a while, some haven't even been released yet. This is just a pile of honestly 5-star predictions, and I feel like that is the energy that I need for August. So getting straight into it, the first book that I definitely want to read is Angela Carter's book of Wayward Girls and Wicked Women. I've had this one on my TBR for quite a little bit of time now. I am an Angela Carter girly through and through. Every single thing that I have read from her so far I have absolutely adored, albeit that's only a couple of books. I have read The Passion of New Eve, which I did a university presentation on. It was one of my favourite things that I ever did at uni. That book was just phenomenal and absolutely solidified Angela Carter as an author who will definitely become a favourite for me, as well as The Bloody Chamber, which is a modern classic for a reason. All of those books are absolutely incredible, but I do want to delve more into her work. I do have a couple of different collections, but being somebody who loves reading about unhinged women, when I saw this collection of Wayward Girls and Wicked Women, I had to pick it up. I actually don't know the exact stories that are in here. There is a contents full of them. I kind of want to go into it as blind as possible, but knowing that it's Angela Carter, I'm fully anticipating to absolutely love it. Okay, next we have my most anticipated book for the entire year that I have spoken about so many times already, and that is Rouge by Mona Owar. I will be filming my entire experience reading this for an anticipated releases for 2023 video, which I'm so excited to get up. But this book, like I said, is my most anticipated book for 2023, mainly because it is Mona Owar, who is one of my all-time favorite authors. I absolutely adored Bunny and All's Well. All's Well was my favorite book of last year. I just absolutely adore Mona Owar's writing style so much. I love that it always blurs the lines between fiction and reality and always has a little tinge of horror, and this one I feel is going to be absolutely no exception. It says that it is Eyes Wide Shut meets Snow White, and it's a horror-tinged gothic fairy tale about a lonely dress shop clerk whose mother's unexpected death sends her down a treacherous path in pursuit of youth and beauty. Can she escape her mother's fate and find a connection that is more than skin deep? So I am so excited to go into the mother-daughter relationship kind of commentary too. I mean, naturally I was already so excited to pick it up solely because it was Mona Owar, but the fact that this story too is just so perfect for me. I really am so interested in the commentary, like I said, for the mother-daughter relationship, but also the exploration of parental grief I feel like is really going to touch home for me, and I'm super excited to see how Mona Owar handles topics like that. But yeah, obviously I'm anticipating to rate this one 5 stars. I am so intrigued to see what I'm going to think. I'm just so excited. And Rouge is also being published on the 12th of September. Next we have a book that I actually started in June. I put it down because I was going through an entire move. I was moving into this flat and I packed the book up stupidly, even though I still wanted to read it and I didn't know what box I put it in, and that one is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. I only got up to page 27, so I will definitely be rereading those 27 pages when I do decide to pick it up in August. But this sounds so good. It is pretty much a fantasy Hunger Games, and when I initially heard about the book, and I've only read These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong when it first came out, so I can't really remember it, but I remember loving her writing style. I've been wanting to pick up something from her ever since, and then this one, it sounds like the perfect one for me to continue on in like her backlist. Not that this is her backlist, it is her newest release. It came out on the 25th of July and I have already seen such incredible high-star reviews. But from what I can remember for this, it basically follows this girl who I think is the princess of the town, and she kind of ran away and disappeared because her parents died at the hands of the king. But in this city there are games every single year, I believe, where about 80 people kind of go in and only one person survives, and I think the survivor will end up meeting the king. The princess wants to enter the game so that she can see her uncle again and essentially kill him, but there is also someone else called Anton who also wants to enter the games because his lover is in a coma. I think he believes that if he wins the games, obviously the king can kind of aid his lover into waking from this coma. But of course there can only be one winner, so naturally their paths are going to collide, and I'm very intrigued to see if it kind of sparks like some sort of romance or if it's just going to be platonic. I'm just so intrigued and so excited to be entering another Chloe Gong book because it has been a long time. And not only that, but since finishing Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which was a 5-star fantasy for me, I have been craving that fantasy feeling, and I do feel like this will give it to me, so I can't wait. Next we have a book that was very kindly sent to me by the publisher, and that is Ripe by Sarah Rose Etta. I don't actually really know what this one is about, but recently I have seen so many people on my TikTok, so many people who I trust with recommendations and I have similar tastes with, absolutely adore this book, so I kind of had to prioritize it on my TBR. On the back it says, sharp but vulnerable, funny yet unsettling, Ripe portrays one millennial woman's journey through our late capitalist hellscape and offers a brilliantly incisive look at the absurdities of modern life. Okay, yeah, so it looks like one of those books that really goes in deep to capitalist society. It's kind of giving me vibes of Severance by Ling Ma, but like minus the dystopian element. It's also blurbed on the back by Carmen Maria Machado, who wrote In the Dream House and Her Body in Other Parties. I absolutely adored In the Dream House. I still need to read Her Body in Other Parties. But she wrote, Sarah Rose Etta is a wonder, and this novel is a knife to the heart. This kind of sounds like one of my perfect books. It sounds haunting and a little bit dark with a lot of good social commentary. This might be the first one that I pick up in August. We now have another book that has been on my TBR for so long, and I'm actually so surprised that I haven't read it yet, and that is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I have read every single Emily Henry book. I absolutely adored Book Lovers. I would definitely say that that one is my favorite above Beach Read and You and Me on Vacation, but Happy Place I've heard people say is her best. I feel like because I absolutely adored Book Lovers, like I said, more than the other two, and that one was her newest release prior to this one, and now this one is her newest release. Somehow in my brain that makes me think that this one is going to become my favorite one. Honestly, not only am I surprised that I haven't read this yet, but I feel like I've also kind of avoided the majority of like the synopsis. All I know about it is that it's a second chance romance, and our couple kind of goes on holiday, I think every single year, with like their friends who are also couples. So all of their friends think that they are still together, but they're not. So they go on this holiday together still pretending to be a couple, and I'm assuming the second chance romance kind of ensues. I think that's what it's about, and if so, then I am really excited because I have never really read too many second chance romances. I always assumed it was a trope that just was not for me, but I do feel like in the right circumstances it would be a trope that I would really like. I don't actually think I've ever read a second chance romance that I have enjoyed, so hopefully this does it for me. I just absolutely love that in all of Emily Henry's romances, like they are so fun in just the romantic element and the kind of complexities in each couple and their kind of characterization, but also the way that she includes heavier topics like grief. I think she always balances the fun and the serious so well, and I think that if she continues to do stuff like that, she's definitely going to become one of my favorite romance authors, or like literary kind of fiction romance, I suppose. But I'm just so excited for this. Like I said, I still cannot believe I haven't read it, and because it's gonna be the end of the summer, I need to read it in August. Okay, so the last book that I want to read in August is another fantasy, because after Fourth Wing, like I said, with Immortal Longings, I have definitely been craving fantasies, alongside the fact that we haven't really, or it hasn't really felt like we've had a summer here in the UK, because recently it has just been so rainy, which me personally I'm very happy about because I'm not really a summer girl anyway. I'm definitely an autumn girl, and this book kind of embodies autumn to me, and I feel like if I don't read it in August, it will either be September or October. But I also feel like it is one that I could definitely binge read on a really cozy rainy night, and that is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. This again is one that has been on my TBR for a really long time. It's one that I've kind of built a lot of expectation, a lot of hype around, which is probably the reason that I haven't picked it up yet. I have heard really good things about this book, but also quite a couple of mixed things, which does make me quite nervous as somebody who doesn't read a lot of fantasy, but I feel like honestly I'm gonna love it. Again, it is another one that I don't know too much about. I think the only thing I kind of know about it is that there is a character who is deaf, or like it's kind of narrated by deaf, which is something that I have wanted to explore more in books for so long. I think the only one that I've kind of ever read like that is The Book Thief, although I feel like it's going to be very different to Belladonna. I loved it in that. I'm just really intrigued to see how death can be portrayed as a character in different kinds of novels. It's something that I definitely want to read more into. This is going to be my second. I'm also pretty sure that the second book for this series is coming out very soon. I feel like I want to say like September or October even. And I'm just all for a gothic romance. Anything that has gothic imagery and the kind of gothic atmosphere I always eat up and I always love and I'm always searching for. So hopefully I do love this one too. So those are all of the books that I hope to read in August. I will no doubt probably read different books to this, hopefully all of these plus more, and if I do, I'm definitely going to do a wrap up with all of my thoughts. If you have read any of these books and you loved them or you hated them or you felt a little bit iffy about them or just like kind of average, please let me know. And also let me know which one I should prioritize or maybe read first, because I feel like I'm gonna have quite a difficult time choosing. Also let me know if there are any books that you're dying to read in August, or if you just want to comment to show that you stayed until the very end of the video but you don't really know what to comment. Comment any purple emoji for Belladonna. As always, I have all of my socials linked down in the description box below. I have my TikTok, my Instagram, my Goodreads, and so much more. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, for being here, and for spending some time with me, and I will see you again in another one very soon.